reference of my video where I was talking about emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, immaturity, whatever the case may be, my last video. So this person disagrees. You disagree. See here, the thing about effective listening is not just understanding respectfully, but actually listening. I use words like maturity, like necessary, like important conversations that need to be had, that should not be avoided, to allow you to not be in a repetitive toxic cycle that will keep you from avoiding things that should not be avoided. That was my point. Another thing here is, if you're triggered by what I say, it most likely does resonate, and your flesh does not want to accept it, but your soul know it does, because if it does not apply, you will let it fly. If that is not you, and you know and you understand, and I am speaking on a different level opposed to nonsense, foolishness, something that you should not deal with and you should avoid, then you should just let it fly. You should understand that by my key words, with listening to what I am saying, that I am talking about things that should be talked about and dealt with, and not things that you should avoid, because I did say that, things that you should not avoid. So at the end of the day, it is toxic to avoid things that you should not avoid, things that needs to be handled, dealt with, discussed, so that you can actually cross over into resolutions, to calmer grounds, and not continue to allow a cycle that is not dealt with continue on. Because just because you may feel like it's dealt with, you don't want to handle it, you don't want to deal with it, you'll tuck it back in the back of your mind, put it in your pocket. That does not necessarily mean that the person that you are dealing with and that you might want to keep around has gotten over it. It can definitely affect you and your relationships if you do not deal with the necessary things that need to be dealt with, if you do not resolve things, if you do not have conversations that need to be had. You can be stuck. You'll be stuck at that level. You'll be stuck in that cycle. You'll be stuck in the same spot until you get over whatever you need to resolve. And a lot of times conversations do that. A lot of times just dealing with it, understanding, listening can resolve things that a lot of people who are unhealed, who lack emotional intelligence, who are emotionally immature, rather not deal with, handle, or resolve, because they may feel like it might stress them out. But a lot of times it's stressing you out more by not handling it, not resolving it, not doing the necessary and discussing it at the end of the day, because it is keeping you in that toxic, stuck spot. And it is keeping you and whoever you are dealing with that situation, the situation, unhealed. So that is my point there. You know, at times you don't have to make it for every situation, because there are situations that are just foolishness, that do not need your attention, does not need to be dealt with, and do not need to be entertained. But I am specifically talking about the necessary things, the things that do need resolutions, the things that should not be ignored, and the things that should not be turned into an argument or manipulation or gaslighting. That is my point, okay? I hope I made myself clear. If you still disagree with what I am saying, then you might really be the problem, and you might just be in denial.